We will start with the last episode of Bodyguard. This one was an hour and 15 minutes. The majority of it saw Richard Madden's Dave Budd walking around the centre of London with a suicide bomb attached to him.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting how they got to this.
Yeah. I personally, and I said this in my review, read it at thecustardtv.com, that I would have liked sort of the first 10 or 15 minutes of this episode to be the last bit of the last episode, because I think it would have been a brilliant cliffhanger had it ended with that scene of him in the sewers with the vest strapped to him and just wondering what the hell's going on. The big reveal, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but 10 million odd people did. It turned out that the big conspiracy wasn't in the security service, but actually in the police. Pippa Haywood's character, Lorraine Craddock, had been responsible for orchestrating the bombings and working with Luke Aitken, who was the guy who strapped the vest to Bud in the first place. She had been sort of in the pocket of the criminal underworld, and they were worried that the new law that Keeley Hawes' Julia Montague was going to pass would sort of cut down on their criminal activity and put take powers away from the police, really.
The security services would be much more adept at phone tapping and intercepting, and therefore would concentrate more. Do you feel like this concept was introduced not early enough?
I mean, we saw Luke Aitken, didn't we, quite a lot, just hanging around in his 4x4 in the first couple of episodes,
but we had no idea who he was at that point.
But I think that was the point. He was sort of this looming presence, and he is. I remember early on people were saying, "Well, what's he? He's a known actor, so he's obviously got some sort of role in it." There was a second conspiracy, sort of a smokescreen, if you will, because there was the sort of theory surrounding the sort of political side of it, and it turned out that the security service were trying to sort of help Julia's leadership bid by sort of digging up dirt on the Prime Minister, and that sort of fed into the other plot. They just sort of almost got lucky, didn't they? And I think Jeremy Courier was trying to make us think that they were responsible for the bomb, where in actuality they were just trying to sort of embarrass Julia in a way, weren't they?
This whole idea of the compromat, which a word that has just entered the British lexicon for the first time for a long time, being this sort of hidden sort of smoking gun evidence against the Prime Minister, which she didn't use, but they wanted her to use, or something like that, wasn't it? She went to the Prime Minister instead of revealing it.
Yeah. And one thing, I suppose, that I liked about this episode was Sophie Rundle, as his wife, actually got something to do this time. She was standing by his side so he didn't get gunned down by the police while he was wearing his sort of suicide vest. Nadia, the original bomber as well, turned out to be a lot more involved in the sort of the plot than was originally thought.
It made sense why they kept coming back to her. And fair play, never saw it coming.
No.
And I think great job of acting and writing by both.
David Budd made the same mistake. He thought so little of me, he showed me pictures.
What do you mean, thought so little of you?
To him, I was a weak woman. I remembered everything he told me about his children. Their names, their ages. From prison, I was able to inform my organization.
So they could launch an attack on his children's school?
Yes.
There's another finding I'd like to put to you. We've been able to examine the person-born improvised explosive device David Budd was forced to wear. Forensic examination of the control unit circuitry detected deposits of your DNA and your fingerprints. Why would that be?
Because I built the device. I built all the bombs. You all saw me as a poor, oppressed Muslim woman. I am an engineer. I
I am a jihadi.
I did love the kind of
turn.
You underestimated
the
me.
Smile.
Sinister, the sinister smile was really good, and there were times, she's right. In those interviews, he got what he wanted.
He was leading her at times, wasn't he?
Yeah. And she played him. She absolutely played, and all of them.
Yeah. And I really like, and the audience, I think, because I don't think there's anyone who was saying, oh, it's, she must have something to do with it. And that's how he presented her from the off. We got that in our heads, that this is this meek woman, she's doing her husband's bidding. And in fact, she was designing all the bombs. And if he had just let her go to begin with, then none of what had happened would have happened. Yeah. And that was I loved that. I thought that was really clever. And I like the fact as well that they specifically set Bud up to be.
That's what the security services had done, wasn't it? They set Bud
not
up
the security, the police. Craddock.
Sorry, the police. Sorry, yes, Mrs. Brittus's plan was to set her up.
Him up
from the beginning,
because he's got this. Services. He's got the PTSD. They knew about the connection to the guy with the sniper on the roof as well.
It took a long time for that to come out, though. If they knew that,
I didn't know. I didn't realise that he was part of the plan. I just thought that was a sort of coincidence.
So they provided. This was part of the plot that I think some people didn't quite get. In that it was about weapons that had been brought back from Afghanistan. That both this guy and Dave Budd had, and he knew that he could flush out, or thought he could flush out some people by announcing that his weapon was for sale. I think it was a bit of the plot that some people didn't quite grasp, but I thought was quite clever.
Oh, are we thinking there'll be a second series?
I think so.
I would agree. I would say it's more to do with the Gina McKee character than anyone else.
I would agree that she would be an interesting. The irony was she was killed in series 1 of
Line of Duty.
Line of Duty, and now she's living through this. I think there would be something between her and Richard Madden's character that you could do. Yeah. I'm not suggesting a relationship. I'm saying some sort of either a task force or I don't know. The problem with calling it Bodyguard is you're going to have to go back to him doing some protection, which I don't know how that would work. There's been a bit of criticism as well. Some people have been criticising some of the police procedure stuff, and I know that Jed's been sort of batting that away on Twitter quite effectively. A couple of mental health charities are like, oh, is this what you have to... I saw one of them tweet and say, it's funny what you have to do to get an appointment with occupational health. And I didn't get that. They dealt with the issue, then they knew they had to investigate. I don't feel like that was the main point of the episode. I think that was a bit of a hit and miss. And I suppose some people are going to complain about the nice ending. The look like his family are going to get back together, but the whole series was so dark at times that it was nice to get and they didn't actually get back together. They just went out once for lunch.
There was the hope that they would get back together, I suppose.
Yeah.
But no, I feel this series started strong, sort of sagged in the middle, but I really like this last episode. Just listening to some of the conversations at work, I think there was some confusion. Some people were let down by it, some people liked it. But Luke, it's a good thing Luke doesn't work with me, because almost everyone is calling it The Bodyguard. And he would just go, you know how precise he likes to be.
I didn't see Kevin Costner.
It's like, did you see The Bodyguard at the weekend? No,
I think the other thing that I would say is I think definitely it dominated Twitter. I think the consolidated ratings will be huge.
Yeah.
And I do think that means it's going to get Series 2 for that reason as well. Because something this successful.
The BBC will want a second series. Whether Jed wants to write one, obviously we've got the Line of Duty trailer. So that's Bodyguard, all available on iPlayer.